Good day, family. This is video number 2 in our series, The Heart. Today's lesson is titled, What the Bible Means by the Heart. In our first video, we established why God starts with the heart. Today, we want to slow down and clarify something I deem to be essential. Because if we misunderstand what the Bible means by the heart, we will misunderstand the rest of this series. So let's appreciate what the Bible means when it refers to the heart. When Scripture speaks about the heart, it is not using the word the way modern culture, the way we would in the 21st century. It's not using the word that way. Here's a biblical definition of the heart. In today's language, we usually associate the heart mainly or exclusively with emotion, how we feel, what moves us or what stirs our affection. However, in the Bible, the heart is much more comprehensive than emotion alone. Scripture presents the heart as the inner person, the place where thinking and choosing, desiring and believing all converge. It is the command center of the human life. In Proverbs 23, here's the wise man Solomon again. Proverbs 23 and verse 7, Solomon would say, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Now that tells us that the heart includes the function of thinking, the mind, not just feelings. Additionally, the heart involves the will. Consider this, the Bible warns us, chides us that the heart is where decisions are made. Joshua 24 and verse 15, Joshua challenges the people to choose whom they will serve. That call is not merely intellectual. It is a heart decision involving loyalty, commitment, and resolve. A heart aligned with God chooses faithfulness even when it is costly. A divided heart struggles to remain steady when pressure comes. When we look at the Bible heart, that is the heart that shapes desire. Jesus helps us to understand this even more clearly there in Matthew 6 and verse 21. There he says, where the treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where your heart will be also is where your treasure is. And what we value, pursue, and protect reveals what has captured our heart. Desire is not accidental. It flows from what the heart has learned to love. That's why Scripture repeatedly calls you and I, God's people, to love Him with the whole heart, not just outward obedience. Why this matters for formation? Well, if we reduce the heart to emotion alone, we will try to fix spiritual issues by managing feelings. But God is forming something far deeper. He is shaping how we think, how we choose, and what we desire, so that obedience flows naturally rather than mechanically. And that's why transformation that bypasses the heart never lasts. Here's a core truth for you. The heart in Scripture is the control center of the human life, shaping belief, desire, and direction. If the heart is not formed, the life will not be stable. By way of application, let me ask you to consider this. When I evaluate my spiritual life, do I focus only on how I feel, or do I examine what I believe, what I choose, and what I desire? Here's David, Psalms 139 and verse 23. David prayed, search me, O God, and know my heart. That is a prayer of surrender, not fear. It recognizes that true formation begins when we allow God access to the inner life. As we continue this series, we'll look honestly at what happens when the heart becomes divided. hardened or misdirected, and how God lovingly works to reshape it, kind of massages our heart. When we appreciate that, we'll come to the appreciation of this is what it means to be formed to fight. Thank you so much for spending time with me.